Hey YouTube, welcome to my page. This video is going to be essentially showing you how I maintain my Fulani braids, how I maintain my braids and wrap them before I take a shower, how I moisturize my scalp, and how I maintain and look after my edges. I'm 100% natural when it comes to my hair, so I've never permed my hair or anything like that. However, I am very careful about how I look after my hair. First things first, here are my braids. I'll just show you what I had done. Hopefully you can see the length. We normally call them Ghana Kenru, but Fulani braids it is. So what I do to maintain my braids is, first of all, when I get them done, I'm really conscious of the hairdresser. So I need somebody that understands me, somebody that's able to have a bit of patience, and I don't mind paying a little bit extra for that, like as in I'll probably tip them after. I don't really do braids or cornrows that often, once or twice a year. This comb is essentially what I would normally allow the hairdresser to use on my hair, or something that is very similar to this. I know there's a few hairdressers who sort of break the first two pins on the comb and then use that as the way to be able to part your hair. That doesn't work for me, number one, because it snags off bits of my hair, and it's painful and it really digs into my scalp. So this is generally the type of comb that I prefer my hairdresser to use, and she's cool with that. So that's the first thing. Second thing is, when the braids are being inputted into my hair, I will normally hold it halfway and then let them continue plaiting the hair. Reason being is because natural hair is very delicate, so the more they pull it, the more friction, the more open to baldness and your hair ripping, all that sort of stuff. So I always hold every single time, each braid, when they're plaiting it, so that I don't feel any unnecessary pain and strain on my scalp and on my hair. And then when they get to the front, I do the same thing by holding the fronts of each of the braids, just to ensure that it's not pulling on my scalp and that they get the braids inserted correctly. So I hope that's helping so far. Other things that I like to do are, so my edges and my hairline is something that I have to be honest and say I've not really been paying much attention to throughout a number of years, but late last year I decided that no, I need to be more serious with my edges, and I'm going to be doing a bit more videos and showing you what my edges look like before and where they've got to now. But edges, hairline, do not play with those things. I didn't do any braids for the whole of last year. I did the previous year, and they were just falling out, like literally falling out, because it was just too heavy for my head and my scalp couldn't cope and it couldn't breathe. So big X when it comes to braids right now for me. So yeah, I decided to do Fulani braids. When I want to grease my scalp, I don't use my fingers. Again, I need to ensure that I'm being gentle and kind to my hair and to my scalp. So typically what I like to do is use these bad boys. So what I would do is I would just dip it into my preferred scalp moisturizer, and then what I would do is just gently put it in between my hair, like that. And then what you will find that it greases your scalp. You're not having to separate the braids, which essentially again is pulling your hair, adding more tension to the style and rearranging the style and the shape of how everything's been braided. So I don't sort of open my braids up and then just, no, don't do that. get one of these. With maintaining braids as well, it's not like I sit here for hours and no, I'll be doing this sort of stuff as I'm out and about in my house, and I'll just have a cotton bud and I'll be going through moisturizing. With regards to the single braids at the back, I can use my hands to do that because it's not as close together, so it's widely parted, so I can just use my hands to moisturize my scalp, so that works fine. So other things, I had these braids done in GH. However, when they finish plaiting the hair, they always insist in that they want to get some sort of candle and fire. Nah, don't do that. I never let them put fire anywhere near my hair. And I also, I'm very careful about this. See, there's all these like frilly bits of hair coming off my braids, and essentially that is my natural hair. So you can kind of see where it's sort of ends, which I would say is probably about here somewhere. So I do not ever let them cut my natural hair. Sometimes they will insist that, oh yeah, otherwise it's not going to look good, which is a fair point. I mean, who doesn't want their hair to look good? So typically what I will do is I will run my fingers through each and every single braid. So when it gets to that point, I let them cut everything else to the end. But anything here? Nope, it's not happening, mate. So that's just something to be mindful of. And the reason for that is because this is all part of retaining your healthy hair and the length of your hair. So if you are letting them cut your hair so your braids can look nice, anyway, that might be for some people, but for me it's all about maintaining and retaining my hair length and ensuring that it stays healthy. So I don't want thin hair, so yeah, I never ever let them come where I put my finger. And another thing is hot water.
Hi. Hot water.
So typically after they finish the braids, what they like to do is put your head in hot water. Okay, no, your hair in hot water. Makes the hair look nice and shiny for the bits of hair around or on your scalp. But the actual water straightens out and smooths the actual hair extensions. So that's why it just flows and drops like this. So typically what they will do is they will put a bucket and you'll gradually lower your neck. Again, I'm very sensitive and I just try and avoid accidents, so you always need to keep very still. I only have one hairdresser that I go to when I'm in Ghana, so yeah, but she knows that I'm very particular, so she's just very accommodating and patient when she's putting my hair in hot water. Other things I just want to quickly also touch on are how I tie my hair. So I have two ways of tying my hair depending on what I'm doing. So if I'm going to bed, it's fairly quick, but I'll normally tend to use a thick scarf like this. I just fold it in two. The importance is ensuring that it covers the Fulani braids. So I have to make sure that it covers that. And tightness, unnecessary pain, strain, they're not good signs of maintaining your hair length and maintaining good, healthy, natural hair. So I do not tie my on too tight. So something to bear in mind as well. If you do need me to sort of refer you to more pages, tie your hair, please let me know. But yeah, I know I did that fairly quickly. So I know now that my edges are protected when I'm going to sleep, that the hairstyle is protected while I'm going to sleep, and that I can sleep freely. So that's how I will tie my hair before I go to bed. I'm also very careful with how I remove my scarf as well, because again, that also impacts your edges and your hairline. So I always gently take off my headscarf. Yeah, and that also retains the hairstyle for some time as well. So secondly, if I'm going for a shower, I don't generally wet my braids and I don't generally wet my hair. I haven't had any issues in terms of split ends being caused by me tying up my hair before I go to the shower, making sure that my hair stays dry. So I always go in with a headscarf. So this is how I would typically tie my hair. So I'm just going to turn around and show you. So I always start off from the back. Just lift it up there with my 2 fingers, and then I just gently use the rest of my hand to hold it, and then I will gently pack the hair. Doesn't have to be anything too hot or sexy, you're just wrapping your hair for the shower. So that's what I do. And then what I will do is get the end of that, and then I'm holding this bit tight because I don't twist my braids so that it twists my scalp. So I will hold this bit very tight and then twist it with the other hand. And then I flick it round and over. Do the same, flick it round and over. And then the ends I will just tuck underneath what I've tied. So I'm just tucking that round. So that's how I would tie my hair. And then headscarf goes over, but really all I care about is the bun. That's all I'm interested in. So I need to make sure that that is secure. So I'll start from the back, cover the back, and then wrap that over like that. There's a bit of gate at the front, I'll sort that out later. So then when I'm wrapping, I need to make sure that it covers my hairline and my edges. And then, yeah, ensure that that's covered on this side as well. And then I just tie it around until the ends meet. And then tie that in. And then this bit, I will just wrap over the tie like this. So typically that's how I go in for a shower. And yeah, hair's all covered, hair's all wrapped, and it's not going to get wet. So that's what I like to do. And then again, if I'm coming to untie it, similar principle. And I don't just do that. Gently unravel it to remove the headscarf, and then I just gently untwist it. And then I got my hair back. Cool. So those were the main things that I wanted to show you as part of maintaining my hair. Just lastly, my hair is normally really well moisturized and sealed before it goes into braids. I don't have to constantly moisturize my braids. And like I said, I don't suffer from having split ends or dry hair after removing my braids because of this. So that's how I normally tend to do things. And I'll typically keep this in for about 5 to 6 weeks. The hair still tends to be in pretty much good condition. So I will probably do maybe a quick video or take a quick picture at the end of the 5 to 6 weeks to show you what it looked like before I took it out. Anyway, I hope you found this useful. If you've got any feedback, please feel free to put some comments in the comments box below. And if you would like any more information, then put my contact details there as well, or just drop a comment in and I'll respond as soon as I can. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching my video. I hope you found this useful. Take care. Bye.